Sup, my name is Ryu for the Yugioh Welcome to Guide to Your Side, and this week we are focusing on Performer Pals and Friends, Performer Pal and Mages, however you want to put it, just Performer Pals Pendulum. It's going to be a deck that will be the new Dragon Rulers, where you're going to see it every single time, topping in multiple ways. And if you don't think it will, cool. I really do think it will be the deck to beat. And when it comes down to it, you're going to need some cards that you could side against it, and that's what I'm here for. But I'm just going to fair warn you, even though the deck could be possible tier 0, if it does actually hit tier 0, run for the hills and wait for the deck to die. But till then, if you really do want to play against it, I'm going to give you some options you can use to slow them down, because that's what it's going to come down to. So, right now, this is Cosmos, Performer Pal and Pendulum will be using some solemn notices and solemn warnings and basically stuff to stop you. So how you get around that? How do you get around everything? Let's talk about a card that has never been talked about in Yu-Gi-Oh! Ages for a long time. This comes from Battle Pack 3. These run around $8 right now. I believe it's around $8. It's Typhoon. And it's a trap card, but it's a very weird trap card when you think about it. Target one face-up spell or trap on the field, destroy it. If your opponent controls 2 or more spell traps, and you control no spell traps, you can activate this card from your hand. So, let's put it into perspective. They go first, they do their whole complete setup, they do their exceeds, they get everything they need. You play Typhoon, hit back row, play Wavering Eyes, hit their Pendulum Scales, and basically take it from there. That's pretty much your best opening play, is to try to counter everything they do. From there, you're going to need some anti-spell fragrance and whatnot, but hey, it's going to be an uphill battle. I'm not going to lie to you. Typhoon is one of the best cards you can actually run against Pendulum decks. I'm surprised that I haven't even brought it up sooner. I was going to talk about it on Tech Tuesday, but hashtag playing Mikey, jokingly, about that. So you target one face-up spell trap on the field and destroy it if you set it. If your opponent has those 2 spells and traps and you don't, you're a Cosmo player, you're going to love this card because it takes out the threats for you. It takes out that back row that you have to jump over. And Twin Twister, of course, is going to be a thing. But with Twin Twister, you have to discard. If you know that 90% of the meta is going to be Performer Pal and Friends, or Performer Pal and Pendulum, then this is definitely going to be the deck that you want to focus on. Typhoon is a great answer to pooping all over their life. So definitely go with Typhoon for that, needless to say. But the one main focus power card of the deck that I really do want to talk about, and it's not the only power card, but it is going to add, it's basically their super rejuvenation in a way. It's their card that gets them everything that they could ever want. It's Performer Pal Pendulum Sorcerer. It is pretty much going to be the end-all be-all card because of its one main effect, which is the monster effect. Now this comes from Bosch, and it is confirmed to be secret, just so everyone's aware. It is confirmed in the set. You are seeing the photo on your screen right now. If this card is special summon, you can target up to 2 cards you control and destroy them. And if you do, add Performer Pal monsters with different names from your deck to your hand except Sorcerer, equal to the number of monsters destroyed. You can only use the effect of Pendulum Sorcerer once per turn. This is going to allow them to destroy their own scales, redo the scales. It's pretty much a fucking Wavering Eyes on crack. That's the easiest way to fucking put it. Seriously, it's a Wavering Eyes on crack. They're going to have 6 Wavering Eyes. Can you imagine a deck that's Pendulum based that has 6 Wavering Eyes? Yeah, that's why you want to have all these outs to stop them. And there's not a lot of decks that can really go against them, to be honest. Monarchs do have a good matchup. Hey, you could just play Monarchs. They're budget. You could just go out there and you could tell everyone not to play Yu-Gi-Oh! To be fair, this deck is not going to sit here and not have, stuff to stop your stuff. Let's just put it that way. But let's talk about a few more cards that can help you. Rivalry of the Warlords and Gozen Match. Stop their attributes and their types, so that way they're locked in to just spellcasters, because the deck does play a few other ones if I'm not mistaken. If I am mistaken, then sorry. Then what I'm trying to say is they can't go into certain exceeds, which helps you stay protective. You don't want those exceeds coming. XYZ Encore, I believe it is. Exceed Encore is also another card you can do to get rid of their Exceed materials, slap it back to the deck, and then basically OTK them from there, because all you have to do is get rid of their back row. Not hard, just gotta do it. So, Twin Twister. Another great card. It's coming out, Breakers of the Shadow. You can destroy up their back row, their pendulum scales, whatever you need in that situation. Again, try to OTK them as fast as you can, because the longer they're in the game, the harder it's going to be for you, especially with all that build-up that they can do. And let's put it in perspective again. That sorcerer is going to destroy the the counter fairy, and the counter fairy is going to get them a notice plus what they would go for. So that alone is the fucking nuts. That alone is something you don't want to deal with. But that alone is going to put them in a perspective area where you want to, in an area where you don't want to deal with, in an area you want to stop them. So let's talk about a few more cards. Anti-Spell Fragrance. This is pretty much the best card to stop any Pendulum deck, because they cannot play Yu-Gi-Oh! And when they can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! They can't win. And when they can't win, you pretty much can just take control of the game. But again, be cautious of the Typhoons, be cautious of the Twin Twisters, the MSTs, everything. I still think MST is going to be viable because of Anti-Spell Fragrance. You could chain it right off the bat without having a discard, and it's just theory. But Anti-Spell Fragrance is amazing in the game, amazing in the matchup. It's going to say no Pendulum deck can play. So if I remember right, we were talking about Anti-Spell Fragrance. So basically, like, shuts down your opponent from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's a great thing to do. That way they can't go for their Pendulum scales, all that good, jizzy jazzy, and they can't play Twin Twisters. They'll have to chain to it or wait a turn, so it does slow them down quite a bit. OTK again. Maxi is also another option. You're not going to get much out of it, but hey, whatever you can get out of it, you might as well get out of it. You may just get one or two cards, but again, it's one of those things that any advantage point you can get over any deck setting you can do, you want to do it. Effect Veiler, nullify the sorcerer's effect, slow them down quite a little bit. Again, quite a little bit, because it's the big power play, but there's more than just that big power play for when it just comes to their monsters. Obviously, still the rank 4s to deal with, which that actually brings in Flying Sea, which is also really great for stopping your opponent exceed summons, hence why all the Tech Tuesdays recently have been focusing on just stopping your opponent's exceeds. And finally, I just want to talk about Skill Drain, because Skill Drain, no effects can activate. There is a few other things that you can run, like Solemn Notice, Solemn Warning, Bottomless Trap Pole, Torrential Tribute, Macros Cosmos in conjunction with the Torrential Tribute or the D-Fissure to stop your opponent from playing Yugs. But when it comes down to it, it's going to be a tough-ass deck to deal with. So down in the comments, if there's anything I left out, make sure to put them down there. And next week is pack versus pack, and the week after is going to be another guide to your side. So let me know what guide to your side you want to see. Sorry again to keep it so short, but we are limited on time this week because of everything that has to get done to get out to you to provide new content for the channel because of the Christmas rush. Thanks to the Christmas rush. Fuck you, Christmas. No, in all seriousness, thank you guys so much for watching. If it helped you, let me know. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for more. I'm out for now. See you.